The story begins at a manga club inside a certain school, where we meet our protagonist, Okumura. Okumura Masamune, the president of his school's manga club, claims that he has absolutely no interest in 3D girls. Okumura is your typical otaku obsessed with Lilial, a 2D fictional character from his favorite manga. At the start of the school year, he finds himself alone after his former club members left after graduating. Being the only one left, Amano, Ririsa, a girl who also likes Lilial, joined the manga club. Okumura discovers that his new member loves to model and do cosplays of his favorite 2D waifu, so he agreed to become Amano's photographer. We find Okumura, who seems distraught about what he is seeing on his monitor. It was a scene about his favorite fictional character named Lilial dying. His mother abandoned him when he was 8 years old. In grade school he was bullied for being a creep after asking out a girl that he liked. His classmates also call him gross for being an otaku. This does not bother him, however, for he claims that there is an angel that is waiting for him in another dimension, a fictional dimension. The angel that Okumura is talking about is none other than Lilial. Not only that, but apparently she is a literal angel who is able to resurrect even after dying, which Okumura considers to be the perfect waifu. He is also delighted now that there will be no 3D girls that will bother him in his own little room, or so he thought. The next scene, we see a young girl walking through a crowd making her way inside of the manga club. The girl introduces herself to be Amano Ririsa, a first-year student who also loves manga. Okumura, being visibly shaken due to the sudden appearance of a 3D girl, immediately stands up and instantly becomes extremely wary of the girl. Okumura is extremely doubtful that Amano really do like manga, and he assumes that she probably only likes the casual stuff, such as shoujo. Being distraught about the whole situation, Okumura immediately tries to think of an excuse to make Amane leave, but suddenly she turns her attention to the figurines on the shelves. After seeing Amano inspect his figurines, which is not your typical figurine, but actually a strippable figurine, Okumura assumes that after seeing this, she will probably get weirded out and leave. But to his surprise that did not happen. Amano does actually seem to have a keen and genuine interest in the naked figurine. Amano is apparently also have a massive obsession with Lilial and that she likes cute and sexy characters. After discovering their common interest, Amane shares an important secret to Okumura. She shows Okumura her collection of cosrams, a collection of cosplay videos and photos. And she declares that she also wants to make one of her own. We learn that ever since she was a child, Amane was afraid that people would look down on her, so she kept this a secret until she visited a cosplay convention, which inspired her to pursue her passion. After hearing this, she requests him to be her personal photographer for her cosplays if he let her join the manga club. Being an amateur in photography, Okumura is understandably hesitant of agreeing to her request, but Amane assures him that she is also an amateur cosplayer and that it is still okay. We learn that she is actually hesitant on finding just a random person for the job, but she knows that she is safe with Okumura, who shares the same passion as she does with Lilial. After accepting Amane into the manga club, Okumura declares that her cosplay plans can now be part of the official club activities for the manga club. Okumura also confidently declares that no 3D women can affect her and Amane can wear any erotic cosplays she wishes, for his waifu is Lilial. After that whole speech, Amane candidly starts to undress herself and change into her cosplay outfit right in front of Okumura. As Amane puts on her cosplay, we can see Okumura becoming obviously flustered due to the whole situation. After Okumura survived that whole ordeal, Amane finishes putting on her cosplay and she reveals her cosplay to Okumura, which appears to be a very accurate cosplay to that of the fictional version of Lilial. Turning around, Okumura sees Amane's cosplay and immediately becomes captivated to the sheer beauty of her cosplay of Lilial. In the next scene, Okumura wakes up lying on the floor and resting his head on top of Amane's lap. Okumura's disposition towards 3D girls remained unchanged. However, he thought that perhaps 2.5D girls, a mix of 2D and 3D girls, are probably not bad after all. We cut to the next scene. It was the next day. Okumura couldn't believe that he let Amane join the manga club. He begins to have a strange feeling towards her and denies to himself that there is no way that he has feelings for a 3D girl like Amane, for he claims himself to be loyal to his true waifu, Lilial, forever. Amane enters the room and sees Okumura watching an old OVA. Together they begin to indulge with their hobby of playing games. As they bond together, Okumura begins to think that hanging out like this is quite fun, despite her being a 3D girl. We learn that whenever Amane sees a sexy outfit, she likes to write down every little detail, which allows her to put more details into her own cosplay. Amain declares that she does this to make people who see her cosplay think that their favorite character really exists before them. After hearing this, Okumura begins to understand why he was so captivated with her cosplay, and he begins to appreciate her work even more. With that, Okumura assures himself that he really is just impressed with her high-quality cosplay, and that he is not in love with her at all. However, after looking at another variation of Lilial cosplay by Amain, he instantly folds. For the next scenes, they begin their cosplay photo shoot, which made Okumura become once again flustered and enamored with the Lilial cosplay. Okumura even begins to understand the exact reference of the poses that Amain does, which makes him even more impressed with Amain. After taking pictures and reviewing them, their photo shoot ended with the ring of the bell. Amain declared that she will now change into her school uniform, however there is a slight problem. The zipper of her outfit was broken, so she asks Okumura for help, which he nervously complies with. The zipper won't budge easily, so Okumura used full force to unzip it, but it caused the zipper to fly off completely. To avoid seeing Amain's now exposed chest, Okumura hurriedly turns around. Amain, as she steps closer to Okumura, begins to trip and fall down. Okumura then quickly catches her, preventing her from falling. Okumura also instinctively calls Amain Lilial as when he asked if she is okay, and in response to that, Amain calls Okumura Ashford, who is the love interest of the actual fictional Lilial from the shows. This caused Okumura to become extremely flustered and run away screaming. We cut to the closing scene after Amain changes back into her school uniform. We see Amain lean against the wall, with a blushing expression on her face, as she thinks to herself that Okumura is stronger than he looks. Amain senses a weird feeling and wonders why her heart is beating so fast. And with that, the episode ends as Amain walks out the room and she makes her way home. To know more, make sure to like, share and subscribe for more videos like this.